including a trip to Liverpool and a home game against Tottenham Hotspur. And so this perhaps the ideal benchmark. The signs have been mixed for Arsenal during the past 3 or 4 weeks, in all honesty. They've been touring the United States, and now here Arsenal following Sampdoria, Chapecoense and Boca Juniors as the specially invited guests for this fixture inaugurating the new season here.
Micròfon, ha fet aquest discurs motivador als aficionats del Barça i ha tornat a vestir-se perquè seguirà el partit. Ni tan sols des de la banqueta, ho farà segurament des de la graderia, com també Coutinho i el també brasiler Artur, que també van participar a la Copa Amèrica, que també tenien permís fins avui i que per tant tampoc no estan en la convocatòria d'Ernesto Valverde per al partit contra l'Arsenal.
I a l'estadi també hi són els seus 3 fills, els 3 fills de Leo Messi, perquè la seva dona ha penjat una imatge a les xarxes socials de tots.
Aquest és el dibuix amb el qual arrencarà l'equip de Valverde. I aquesta és la pregària del nou porter del Barça, Neto, a la porteria. Instants abans que l'àrbitre Munuera Montero.
So we bid to greet you all once more. We have to apologise. Clearly, we've got some serious sound issues at the moment. I hope very much you can hear me, at least wherever you may be watching, as Arsenal get this real test against Barcelona underway. We apologise for the technical issues that we are encountering at the moment. We hope to rectify them as the evening goes on. We are, as you can see, just a minute and a half or so into this. And clearly, as you will all know, it shapes to be a real examination of Arsenal's credentials as we head towards 2019-20. Valverde has unveiled several of his new faces for Barca. Neto, the new keeper signed from Valencia, with Jesper Cillessen going the other way. He's in goal. And Neto knows that Marc-Andre ter Stegen, just down the bench at the moment from Valverde, will be a tough man to remove from the starting position for Barca, but he has many admirers in his own right. Strong back four for Barca, as you can probably gather by now. New signing Junior Firpo, also hoping to play some part. Frankie de Jong, wearing the Blaugrana jersey, here for the first time. And he has the 19-year-old Riqui Puig, a Barca product, alongside him in midfield. Antoine Griezmann also making his bow here against Emery. And another youngster in the shape of Carlos Perez up there for Barcelona. And I suppose from Unai Emery's point of view tonight, it's a case of picking the strongest that he can. Leno back in goal. Callum Chambers and Socrates are the centre-backs. Joe Willock, who's been pressing his claims throughout pre-season, gets a chance here. Mesut Ozil does start, but no Nicolas Pepe for Arsenal. That will disappoint many, I know. And no Alexander Lacazette, who's struggling to shake off the injury he picked up a week ago against Lyon. So let's see what Arsenal can do without him. Aubameyang does start, and he gets Arsenal the corner. And it was a very good win back before that. A little bit of doing to Barcelona what Barcelona have done to so many. Great win back by Nelson. Mkhitaryan gets another corner for Arsenal. Many of Barcelona's biggest names on the bench, but still a very formidable test here. And in terms of the occasion as well as the personnel, clearly the biggest test of Arsenal's pre-season. Aubameyang gets to it, keen to make a big impression here once again, and he's cleverly seen off by De Jong. All the Barcelona players introduced individually here before the kick-off. A tried and trusted ceremony. Now Nelson trying to cut his way through, but looking a little sharper early on, Nelson, and fired up for this, I would say. A lot of expectation on his shoulders going into this season, and maybe he has yet to really make his mark so far. Monreal has won it back well. Arsenal stepping on to Barcelona wherever possible. Socrates. Callum Chambers in as the right centre-back tonight. And at right-back, here's Maitland-niles, who returned against Angers in midweek. Just had a bit too much to do on that one. Very lacklustre display in the first half from Arsenal in France in midweek, but it did improve significantly in the second period. They really should have gone on and won it. Ended up being a 1-1 draw, and Arsenal edged the penalty shootout which followed. Here's Ousmane Dembele for Barcelona. Jordi Alba. Pruic. Dembele down the side. Monreal's got to try to stop him. He repels him first time. And Willock was on duty on the edge of the box. Janik, who's captaining the side today, Granit Xhaka, tried to get Aubameyang going. A faintly traditional feel, I would say, to Arsenal's away strip. Here, the yellow and the blue. And as you can see, the polka dot effect on the new Barcelona jersey for 2019-20. Here comes Nelson Semedo. Nelson tracked him. Semedo will hope to prove back in favour, of course, here at Barcelona. He lost his position toward the end of last season. Mkhitaryan to Nelson. One or two early bright signs from Reiss Nelson. Mkhitaryan makes his move. Nelson has it on the edge of the box. So keen, I would imagine, to follow up from what Jadon Sancho did in Borussia Dortmund's seasonal opener in the Super Cup in Germany. Overhit by Xhaka. Xhaka restored order, really, when he came on at half-time against Angers for Arsenal. So much expectation and scrutiny, of course, on Antoine Griezmann, but everything he's done in his career suggests he's able to cope with the demands of playing here. Valverde made an impassioned plea to the near full house here in Camp Nou before the kick-off, the traditional ceremonial duty of the coach on the eve of the season, and an equally impassioned speech followed from Leo Messi as the club captain. Messi among those who wait here this evening and will hope surely to be involved at some point. Not quite for Carlos Perez, another of the newcomers. Seen off by Maitland-niles. Barca with Coutinho, Artur, Luis Suarez, Messi and Arturo Vidal, all major players and major factors at the Copa America, of course, but all back at work here now and available from the bench this evening. Not quite the same riches, of course, available as Arsenal plot a different path at the moment, but the youngsters like Dominic Thompson, Eddie Nketiah and Martinelli are on the Arsenal bench, and so too Dani Ceballos, who will know his way around here, hoping for another chance to show what he can do as well. Martinelli had some bright moments, I must say, against Angers. And Lucas Torreira also travelled out on the plane with the squad this morning. Torreira was also involved in the Copa America with Uruguay, as I'm sure you're aware, but now back in the fold. De Jong to Rakitic. Aubameyang got to him. Always a test, even in a pre-season game coming here. But Arsenal do look like they've been well prepared. The shape looks pretty solid here early on. Hope I'm not tempting fate. So many teams have been found out so often, and Arsenal have struggled to win here, as we know. Nelson gave it away. That's what Arsenal cannot do. Nelson Semedo. Dembele. Free kick won by Nelson Semedo in the end. There wasn't a lot in it. Maybe a little contact with Willock. Some strong performances so far from Willock in this pre-season campaign. Highly thought of, we know that. And he has shown little glimpses of what he could become. Dembele. Looks like being a busy evening for Monreal. It's a nice idea and very well seen off by Socrates. Up swiftly to Aubameyang, and he's got Piqué in front of him. Mesut Ozil made a move. Never going to get anywhere near a ball like that from Aubameyang. Very much the key player, of course, in so many ways, Aubameyang, for Arsenal, and home and away, week after week, the one that the opposition will always look to take care of first, if they can. Nelson Semedo, barged out the way by Monreal. The referee encouraged to give him the advantage. Good work by the referee. Here's Dembele. Antoine Griezmann. Twist and turn by Perez. Found some room. Nelson, again, did well. Ozil looking for a way forward. Steered out by Monreal, but Arsenal struggling to keep it under control. They've got something out of it. So 2 from La Masia in the starting lineup for Barca, given their chance with some of the greats watching on. Riqui Puig and Carlos Perez. On by Rakitic. Jordi Alba. Griezmann. Rakitic had the hit. I'm almost tempted to say that the new jersey here is a kind of homage to Rakitic, because it does have that quartered shirt effect of the Croatian national team jersey, of course. Probably putting 2 and 2 together there and making 7, but Xhaka from deep. Found Maitland-niles. Willock. Chambers. Just a sense that this Barcelona side beginning to pick up the tempo a little bit. De Jong. Griezmann getting more involved. Maitland-niles, who did slide in well to win the first tackle as Arsenal broke it up. Xhaka showed for it. Steered it nicely around Rakitic. Özil. Out to Nelson. Bit quiet in pre-season so far, Reiss Nelson, but looking brighter here early on. That's a fairly obvious free kick. Arsenal's captain of the evening won't contest that one. Wonderful crowd here in Camp Nou this evening, and a great sense of occasion. This is a fixture with a little bit of history. Joan Gamper, the founder of the club, remembered, and the modern new-look Barcelona looking to get things off to a flying start here in 2019-20. Griezmann was looking to get in behind, but Arsenal holding firm again. On by Özil. Nelson. Furious pointing and waving from Emery. I must say, all rather different to the very low-key atmosphere at Angers the other night. Emery used that opportunity to have a good look at several of the younger players. A more senior feel to Arsenal's side tonight. Bit more know-how needed here, of course. So far, so good. Socrates out to Monreal. Willock to Maitland-niles. Nelson. Xhaka to Özil. On by Chambers. Maitland-niles feeding it up to Aubameyang. Piqué right on his shoulder. De Jong comes away with it. Threads a little ball into Dembele. And Monreal tracked him all the way across then. Dembele now entering his 3rd season here. Absolutely enormous transfer fee, much in the mould of Griezmann when he arrived. 105 million from Borussia Dortmund for a very, very young player. 8 La Liga goals last season, an improvement, a step forward, but he has to do it again this time round. Piqué. Griezmann. Arsenal squeezing up. Emery doesn't seem to want them dropping off. Now they've got to shuffle across. Jordi Alba. Oh, he's picked out a good ball here. Wasn't the greatest of takes, really, by Carles Perez. I suppose one is allowed to say that about a Barcelona product. What this time? Over the top from Rakitic to Griezmann. Moved well, even if that was slightly overambitious. A very consistent goal scorer, of course, through his years at Athletico. 22, 22, 16, 19 and 15 in 5 full La Liga seasons. So Barca adding that to Messi, Suarez and co. Scored 90 in La Liga last season, 99 the year before as they won back-to-back titles. Here's Arsenal's main man. Ozil scampers after it. Wasn't a very good ball by Aubameyang, in all honesty, and Ozil given offside anyway. Umtiti. Fairly low rate, really, in terms of possession for Barcelona. We're so used to the high 70s on Champions League nights, particularly. Maybe a credit to how Arsenal have prepared themselves for this game. It's only the third proper game for Barcelona in the build-up to 1920. Short tour of Japan. They travelled to Saitama. Chelsea beat them 2-1 there. And then in the second fixture of the Japan tour, Vissel Kobe, the opposition, they won 2-0. Carlos Perez here actually got both the goals in that second fixture. Probably earning the spot tonight as a result. One of the other themes of the weekend here, just to add, Philippe Coutinho, the rumours of a possible move in Arsenal's direction have been quashed on all sides by the club. Picked up in all the papers here. He's there alongside Messi, Artur, Suarez, Wagué, the new signing Junior Firpo, Todibo, Sergio Roberto and Busquets. All on that bench, so too Arturo Vidal. Socrates, smoothly done. Not a lot for Leno to do really so far. That's good news for Arsenal, I guess. Mkhitaryan's blushes were spared the other night. He missed in the shootout. But the two saves by Martinez, who played the entire evening at Angers, enough to get Arsenal over the line. They'd previously lost the penalty shootout against Real Madrid during the International Champions Cup games. De Jong didn't have to make the tackle on Mkhitaryan. De Jong just sitting in that anchor role, the one he made his own at Ajax. He had Lasse Schöne, of course, as a regular partner in that formation that Ajax played. Slightly different setup here, but it does look as though they've asked him to play here the way he did so excellently, focusing on defensive side of midfield play. Attacked by Semedo down the right, and it's a great block by Willock. Dembele had the hit. Floated in there by Rakitic. Seems a good natural understanding between Semedo and Dembele, but Willock, who wins more and more admirers, was very alert. And that's easy for Leno, feeling his way into this tonight, nice and comfortably. Mkhitaryan just got to it ahead of Alban, did enough to win a free kick. And a yellow card for him. Ozil. Xhaka. Semedo slid in. De Jong. Picked up by Rakitic. Piqué. Really good touch, encouraged by this vast crowd tonight for the new men, particularly Griezmann and De Jong. Each player was brought out individually to greet the crowd before the kick-off. From Titi to Alba. Griezmann floating around in that position that he exploits so very, very well. De Jong away from Aubameyang. Which pressed on by De Jong. Socrates alert. Pressure building here for Barcelona. Dembele. Socrates again. As I'm sure you're aware, Arsenal not over blessed with numbers in the centre-back department just now. No update concerning Koscielny's position at the club, or future at the club. Well played by Willock, and here's Nelson. Monreal to Mkhitaryan. Obviously a moment of frustration, that. Xhaka to Socrates. Puts his heart and soul into it, as all Arsenal fans would recognise, I think, Socrates. And as usual, it's been... what a mistake by Xhaka. Can't do that here at Barcelona any time, and they might be punished. It's Griezmann. Just ran away from goal a little bit. Dembele. And Leno gets everything behind it when the shot eventually did come in from Ricky Puig. But that a let-off. Two La Liga titles. Valverde's main calling card as the Barcelona boss. One Copa del Rey. They lost in the final last season, of course. Here's Nelson for Arsenal. Bright from him early on. Well rescued. And Barcelona had really switched off then as the ball came back in, but Aubameyang saw something brewing. Maitland-niles with that easy movement over the ground, didn't give up on it. So alert, as a great ball back in. I think the main plus during this pre-season for Arsenal has been the obvious talent, not of the main men like Aubameyang, but the obvious talent possessed by Maitland-niles, Willock, Reiss Nelson in particular. And obviously all Arsenal fans will hope to see more of Emile Smith-Rowe in the months ahead. Alex Iwobi, of course, was involved at the Africa Cup of Nations, and even later finished there than the Copa America. And of course it will be exciting when Arsenal do it last unveil Nicolas Pepe. Chased by so many others, but Arsenal got him. Chambers, Maitland-niles. Aubameyang made an early move then. Maitland-niles looking to get into the penalty box, testing Jordi Alba. He did well again, even if it was a comfortable save in the end for Neto. No mean backup, this fellow. Very strong season at Valencia earned this move. Silerson going the other way to the Mestalla. Semedo. Nelson tracking back well. This traditional curtain raiser here at Barcelona dates back 54 years now, commemorating their first ever president, the Swiss-born founder, Joan Gamper. He actually passed away in 1930, but not before he laid the foundations on and off the field of a truly unique football club, Mesque un Club, as the seats on the far side from where we are have it emblazoned. Ozil won it back, which fought to win it back again. De Jong to Semedo. Dembele. Rakitic. No longer tiki-taka. It's a different way that Barcelona play now. Switch by De Jong, again finds Alba, and he cuts inside. Jordi Alba found some room, and it's straight at Leno. That was a little too easy, perhaps, from Arsenal's point of view. One back again, Rakitic. Perez just shrugged off it. Rakitic on Dembele. Off the knees of Griezmann, and Dembele went for the second one. I fancy he might have been offside, actually. Might have been better just to leave that one alone. I suppose it was a free hit, literally so, because it was going to run out for a goal kick anyway. Arsenal from deep with Socrates. Had to be careful there. Arsenal pressed Barcelona well in the early stages. Now it's Barcelona beginning to do that more to Arsenal. No surprises here tonight for Emery, of course, with all his years at Sevilla behind him. Dembele nicked off him well by Nelson. Ozil looked to break through, but Antuti cut him off. Antoine Griezmann. Rakitic. Puig. Jordi Alba. Piqué. Griezmann, little help to Young, and back again, the two new boys working together. Joe Willock was on the scene. takes it, and again that's very straightforward for Leno. Maitland-niles. Monreal creeping forward. Set back by Semedo. Chambers. Not a lot on here for Maitland-niles, but he kept his head well, and Arsenal need to keep the ball well now. Mkhitaryan got to it. Well worked out by Arsenal. Monreal. Willock to Xhaka. Nelson from the middle. Moving well tonight, Reece Nelson. Ozil. Nelson again. Huge festive roars all around the stadium, but nothing for Barcelona to celebrate out there. Arsenal have been pretty good so far here, approaching 35 minutes on a ground where, of course, so many Arsenal hearts have been broken so often in Champions League meetings. Last time was 2016, March of that year. 3-1 Arsenal beaten here in the Champions League. Back to 2011, same scoreline. Same again, slightly deeper in the competition in 2010 when they were beaten 4-1 that night. 3-1 on the two occasions I mentioned since then. And of course, the sad end to the Champions League final meeting of 2006. De Jong was looking again for Griezmann. I think the 4-1 meeting back in 2010, remembered as a classic Barcelona Champions League occasion, illuminated by 4 for Messi. Arsenal had the temerity to go in front, and they might do here with Aubameyang. Oh yes, they do. That's different class. That is Aubameyang, and even a Barcelona do not have one like him. And a very solid Arsenal display in this first half has been rewarded, and the new man in goal, Neto, heard it smashing into the back of his net. Aubameyang with a classic of his own. I was talking about Messi moments ago. That is what Aubameyang is all about. Pick that out. And he made it look ridiculously easy. Fed by Mesut Ozil, and he did all the rest by himself. And that's put an end to the Mexican wave and all the festival cheers all around us here in Camp Nou. Arsenal lead. And not a very good moment defensively, that, for Barcelona. Perez tries to get them going forward again. Ozil waited and got the free kick. Xhaka. On by Chambers to Maitland-niles. Mkhitaryan, good progress hit at the edge of the box. It's an Arsenal corner off Jordi Alba, and it's a good spell in the game now for Arsenal. All around us, people are slightly open-mouthed. How have Arsenal had the temerity to take the lead here? Supposed to be a celebration of everything Barcelona stands for. Mkhitaryan's corner. Monreal was in there attacking it. As you can see, Valverde has sent the substitutes out to have a stretch for Barca. Aubameyang trying to test out Nelson Semedo. Really showing his stuff here again this evening, Aubameyang, but I suppose there's going to be a great temptation for Emery to withdraw him, given the question mark over Lacazette. Aubameyang himself may see it differently, of course. Nelson. Willock. Mkhitaryan fed by Ozil. Another look at the goal, beautiful twist and pivot, and then the power from Aubameyang. But Umtiti and Alba not covering themselves in glory for Barcelona by any means. Too easy from his perspective. So many Arsenal fans watching with big question marks over the defensive side of this Arsenal side heading into 2019-20. What a feather in the cap it would be of all if they could keep a clean sheet here tonight. But no question once more that Arsenal fans can be hopeful in the attacking sense, given that we don't see Nicolas Pepe just yet. Reiss Nelson is back and clearly offers something exciting to Arsenal in the campaign ahead. Umtiti to Alba. Nelson Semedo. Arsenal again falling into good shape. Which nice weight on that. Alba. Nice reverse by Mkhitaryan. Xhaka. Aubameyang outside him. Goes inside instead. And Mkhitaryan got in the way of it. Actually, there were possibilities then for Arsenal. Puig. Here's the other newcomer tonight, Carlos Perez. Dembele did well to pick out Rakitic, and he did well to find some room. Oh, he played it a delightful ball to Griezmann, who strolls it home, but he's offside. Class written right through that from Rakitic, and Griezmann read it but couldn't stay onside. See you later. Beautiful. Griezmann just went too soon. And he knew. Mkhitaryan pressing on Semedo and doing well, and Semedo clearly pulled his jersey. Just that slight delay. It was Reece Nelson who was moving out behind the rest, and that made it closer than it should have been. So Özil with 1 assist tonight already. Straight up Piqué this time. Dembele told to get on with it. Maitland-niles covering all the way across on Griezmann. Quick restart. Mkhitaryan was awake. Puig. Perez. Puig again. Jordi Alba. Good work by Leno. "45 minutes have been played here. Given away by Socrates. Still time for Barcelona to make something out of it, but not now. So it's a good news story for Arsenal fans watching everywhere with us here from Camp Nou at half-time. Superstars present and for the future. Frankie de Jong and Antoine Griezmann making their bows here for Barcelona, but Aubameyang has been the man to make the difference.